Hello.
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 Hello. Welcome to Coprolalia. I have to apologize to all you beautiful baby boys out there who tuned in last week and then found sweet silence because your boy fucked it. I made technical glitches. Sorry, I'm just taking my socks off, trying to get comfy to make this the best possible episode. Last week's episode was probably the best podcast so far out of the podcasts. Out of all of the ones that have been made so far by everyone.
Yeah, by everybody.
However, I did manage to salvage a couple of little samples of my own voice because I fucked up Giles' voice, and so I didn't capture his, unfortunately. But I have put together a little bit of a recap just so you can get a taste of what you missed from last week. So here's that recap, just a few little tidbits. Hopefully, we can make today's episode just as bloody good. All right, let's have a little listen to it now.
How long does this compilation go for?
Today we're going to talk about
and here's Joel. Joel's just arrived.
boy.
That's very exciting. We're
Well,
very excited. We're a couple of excited boys. Me and Giles.
He really
is.
Sincerity.
You have Joel's sincere word. Bring yourself to the table whenever possible. Do believe about that. Well, let's work with Joel. People said to us, and make sure that everyone else believes what you're saying. Sincerity. One more time there. Sincerity. So as you can hear, it was a pretty good episode last week. So unfortunately, that's all we've got. But nonetheless, welcome to Coprolalia. This is the podcast that says, I'm sorry, I honestly couldn't take another bite. I am stuffed. I'm Wrath, and I can feel my bones. Let's welcome the Reverend Giles.
Or just the irreverent. I've given up on my mortal identity.
Is it the Reverend or Reverend?
It's a River Run.
Welcome to River Run Blues.
I was playing Skyrim the other day, which is where I got River Run from.
Oh, it's a little town.
And Skyrim sort of really sucks, don't you think?
That's yes. Well, who made that game?
I feel like the dust has settled now.
Bethesda made that game, and Bethesda is yet to make a good game.
Oh, it's a game. I thought it was like one of those Flash animated menus. I don't know. It was a DVD menu. The whole time looking for the movie.
They get away with a lot of shit, that company.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed a lot of their games. I've played a lot of their games and really got in deep into a lot of their games. But I can't say they're entirely good.
Well, they're like the definition of an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you keep going back. They keep on saying things like, no, this time it'll be different. You know, I've changed. I don't do that stuff anymore. I've got all these new ways of life, you know, and then you go back to them, and it's just straight back to bouncing off the wall, you know, straight back to drawing permanent marker on your eye, and then claiming that they threw you downstairs. See how I flipped the lid on that? It was like, nah. And
then their friends will tell you, no, sorry, it's just them. They're just like that. They're good for you, but they have some quirks, a little weirdness here and there, a little rough around the edges, but you should stick with it. Stick with that boy.
The edges are fine. It's the actual meat that fucking sucks.
I agree. I think there's a lot of good ideas in a Bethesda game and very little execution on any of it.
Tell you what, if they... Nah, you say something.
Well, basically, I'm an old fanboy of the original Fallout games, and let me tell you, I spent so many sleepless nights wandering the wastelands getting my dick ripped off by goddamn death claws.
Did it almost make you wish for a nuclear winter?
Oh, Jesus, yes, boy. Yes, boy. Did you know, fun fact, 100% of this bullshit that we call life and society stick with you when in the post-apocalyptic landscape.
Yeah.
Gucci, not going to be around. I'm not going to have to worry. I'm not going to have to worry about the fact that my Gucci watch isn't as fabulous as your Gucci watch. None of that bullshit. What I have to worry about is my gun loaded, or do I, or are you a Deathclaw, and are you going to rip my dick off?
Yeah. Instead of worrying about that Gucci bag, you're worrying about how to wash your gooch.
Or
Dirty
death,
gooch.
unless if you don't wash your gooch, you know that Deathclaw is going to wash it out for you.
Yeah,
And you
it's
don't
going to take a big bite of that Gucci apple.
Gucci apple sounds actually pretty crunchy.
Anyway, let's stop talking about games like a bunch of fucking nerds.
Fucking idiots. As if we don't have better things to do.
Yeah.
I absolutely have not spent the last 3 days simply watching Halo lore videos on YouTube.
Oh, I imagine that to be completely true.
Yeah.
And I find that funny.
I went out and I banged a couple of wee lasses.
Master Chiefs.
I drunk like a horse in water, and and I partied. I was productive. Built a company from the ground up. Nice. Met my wife. Had 2 beautiful kids. And watched exactly 0 hours of Halo lore videos.
It's almost hard to believe that you achieved all of that in 1 week.
This is actually what happens. This is what you can achieve if you don't play video games. Or enjoy video games in any which way.
It's like how if you stop drinking beer, like everything just goes well for you.
I did stop drinking beer.
Well, how's things going?
Well, tell you.
Yeah, excellent. Well then, that's my segue.
I did actually pull back on my drinking though after New Year's, and definitely an increase in. Definitely.
And now my speech is going, and
so drink up.
I'm thinking of getting back into drinking. To be honest, mm-hmm. You know how you can willfully quit something, and that's like a big deal because you've put the leash on yourself, and you're like, you show yourself who's in charge, mm-hmm. and then there's just like moments where you just don't have enough money to buy any more alcohol. Mm-hmm. It was like that. It was like a poor, poverty-induced addiction kicking. Yeah,
it's good for you. It's good for your self-control. Makes you feel good.
What? Just not having enough money to drink alcohol?
Wait, no, I skipped a bit. All
right.
No, that's bad. I don't know.
Tell me about your alcoholism, though. I would like to know.
All right. Me pappy had it. His pappy had it. Well, his pappy had it.
He's got a Canadian pappy, yeah?
No. He's my Canadian pappy, and he had an English pappy.
Well, okay, so he doesn't come from a Canadian lineage.
Nah. Not in the...
What the fuck was he doing in Canada?
I don't know. His dad and his mum moved there. His mum was Polish. My grandmother was Polish. Who gives a shit though about my lineage? That's not at all interesting. What is interesting is alcoholism and its effects on the human body and soul. And how hilarious it is watching someone just spiral out of control. I wasn't that bad. I've been around people who drink a lot more. I would just wasted a lot of time and health on it.
Yeah.
But time's the main thing. Is being sleepy, being tired, being pretty exhausted a lot of the time because of drinking. Like, you just hungover every day is just a drag. Just makes getting shit done a lot harder. That's the main thing for me.
I'll be honest. I reckon I'm probably the messiest drinker I know.
Yeah, maybe yes.
Like, from my experience, like, I've seen people have moments where they're just like, they might have an outburst or they might get really sad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but when I think of like actual drunken fucking bullshit,
yeah, that's you.
I think, yeah.
I've seen you lying in the middle of roads, almost breaking down my door because you didn't want to go to bed, and I did want to go to bed numerous times.
But yeah.
Hey, but these
I don't know. I still don't know to this day why I thought that was funny.
Because you're drunk. Just fuck.
Yeah.
But hey now.
I think a friend of mine broke one of my doors.
Yeah.
And I think I just started taking that out on everybody else. Which is just shit.
It's not good.
No.
Hey, did we mention where we are today?
Yeah, so you might be hearing the water in the background, dear listener.
I just noticed that.
That is because we are in the...
Go on now. Come on, little boy.
North Atlantic Ocean.
I thought as much.
And the date is 1912.
Oh, you know what?
The day was 1912.
Yeah, perfect. That is exactly...
Got one of those.
Where we are and when. And this is going to come back later. So just take in the sounds, because that's really all you can take in now.
The serenity, the
the
peacefulness
serenity
of our surroundings.
The peace, because who knows, it might not last.
So, I was at work before, and I was bored, and I was reading a newspaper. I had just a little glance over at it, and I saw a big old headline, and it was Aussie, some kid in an Australian school. I say Australia as if we're not here, but I mean as if we don't live there, but we do. Anyway, kid from school poisoned or tried to poison another child.
Whoa!
And that sounds pretty serious. However,
what? A kid from Australia tried to poison someone?
Yeah, from that school. So it just doesn't matter about the Australia part. It does matter about the Australia part. Basically, so a kid tried to poison another kid in the school.
Which school?
Doesn't matter. Don't know where it was.
Cool. All right.
Was foiled. Teacher stepped in, got hold of the poison, sorted it all out. Kid got suspended.
Yeah.
Feel like that's not enough. Attempted murder. I feel like that should be a bit more, but I'm not a judge. Nonetheless,
are they below 18?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, you can't really get tried for murder when you're under 18 or something like that.
Some kids are fucked, and some kids need to go away.
Oh yeah, dude. I think probably the worst story I've ever heard involves kids getting a lesson sentence because they were underage, when really it was the worst shit ever.
Yes.
And I won't even tell the story because I think people who get a kick out of that uncomfortable adrenaline feeling of being shocked sort of stupid. So there you go. Fuck you guys.
Anyway, all I was going to say is my first thought was, though, that this is another upside of having gun control in Australia. Because we haven't had any mass school shootings in a very long time, because when it happened, we were like, you know what, let's take away all the guns and to solve the issue. Hashtag political.
Is that an accident?
No.
Oh.
Hashtag political.
Very nice.
Another upside of having gun control, though, is that kids start to get a little more creative, and we get some Shakespearean shit up in this story.
Oh, I like that.
You're not stabbing kids, and you're not shooting kids. You're poisoning them. He was.
Yeah.
I missed the wrong thing. It
was poison.
Things like that's exciting to me. We can have actual inner power struggles of the hierarchies amongst school children as they use cloak and dagger methods to take each other out. That's a school I want to go to.
And as they're falling to the ground from poisoning, they hold their hand out to the sky and say, "Why doth this fate be cast upon me?" And then blood pours from their eyes, etc. Yeah, you're right. That'll be great.
This is an extremely accurate representation of what school life is for Australians.
We're stuck in the old time, like we just speak in old English.
We speak the kings.
It would be an interesting twist if gun control passed. Guns were all banned in America, and then just like mass school poisoning, just like weekly.
We all return to quote unquote civilized, and it's all
civilized genocide.
Genocide with a flair. Anyway, that was my take on that headline.
Yeah, nice.
So, hey, and you know what? Americans love a bit of drama. So
holy fuck, do they?
So look, school shooting, pretty high up there on the drama scale, but it's pretty quick.
It's lessening though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like not that fucking dramatic anymore. You hear about a school shooting and you're like, well, you know, there's also a new episode of this show out.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the gun is the go-to because the gun is easy. The gun is dynamite in a rock paper scissors competition. Nothing beats it. You rock up with that, and if you've got the options, if you got a table out in front of you, you got some murder weapons, you got a candlestick, you got yourself a rope, you got yourself a knife, you got yourself a nice little bottle of poison, you got yourself a pillow to snuffleupagus them in their sleep. And then you got an AK-47.
Yeah, nice.
Which one are you going to pick?
Well, what am I trying to do?
I guess that in this particular case, you just try and kill some people.
If I was just going to kill some people, I would definitely bomb the school, probably. I hope no one takes that audio out of context. But
this entire segment, it can be chopped up and used against us.
I would use dynamite because it's definitely the most flashy. I don't know. Is the AK made out of gold?
It's made of gold, and it also has ivory carvings on the side as well, along the side of the magazine. Beautiful. And along the side of the stock.
I want like a little quote on it too from like some fucking badass war hero. They're all heroes, but
just God has spoken.
Yeah. God asked me to love, and I said no.
For anyone listening out there who's thinking of doing any of these things, big old flat don't. Just don't do anything.
Don't do anything?
Just don't do anything.
So, like, are you saying that they should die from not looking after themselves? That's pretty harsh, right?
Anyway, if you take the gun off the table, take the guns off the table, then you're left with excitement. You're left with intrigue. You're left with cloak and dagger. You're left with actual murder.
Are they still holding the gun after taking it off the table?
They take it off the table. They get rid of it. They put it away. Kids aren't allowed to touch it. Put it out of reach of the children.
Whoa, that's so nice. That's a good idea, right?
Yeah. Heard it here first. take the guns away from the children.
Yep.
So this quote from this episode, and that's the moral of our story. So don't get it fucking twisted, and don't chop up our goddamn audio to make us say anything else. Moral of this story is less guns is more fun.
Yeah. Please do not take me saying you should go out and shoot a school full of kids, and then leave out the bit where I say don't do that.
That's no, you can't ask for more trouble.
Please just don't take the audio of me saying my name is Giles and I am an advocate for school shootings. Please. And then leave out me saying don't.
Just don't take out the word don't. Giles, you still there, boy? I lost him. I lost him. I lost everything else. Lost the audio. But that's all right. I'm gonna give it a little pause, and we're gonna be right back when I fix it. Okay. Hi, this is Coprolalia. We'd like to apologize for any remarks that we just made about school shootings and about mass murdering of little wee baby children. It's not a laughing matter, and I'll tell you right now, go out there and join a religion. Get into it and love your mum. Giles, anything to add?
Yeah, I got a message from the FBI, and I just wanted to say that I'm very sorry for my comments. And
sorry, I made a few gun noises there. It was very inappropriate.
Hopefully, and with God's help, there will be some good news on Fox. That along the lines, this is what I hope the headline will read: Teacher shoots student in head before he can shoot classroom. That's what I want to read. What do you think?
That's a good headline.
Yeah, that's a good headshot line.
I saw not too long ago on a newspaper. It was like what was it? It was talking about a terrorist. No, yeah, it was talking about a terrorist threat. It wasn't actually an attack. Nothing actually happened, but it was saying that there's been little trickle down information that there could be a potential terrorist threat on this day. You can turn to page 5 to find out which city. I was like, that's clickbait. That is just fucking clickbait on a goddamn newspaper headline. Bunch of bullshit.
Oh yeah, it's sick. Like
what the absolute fuck.
Parasites.
Anyway, let's get off it.
Let's get off that big old dick.
Look, we've touched on the kids. Sorry, we've touched on the school shootings of kids enough. We're diving into a new segment called Rye Reads Softly. What we're going to do is we're going to read some things quite softly. This is how we make content.
I've been enjoying a song by MGMT recently. They just released an album called Little Dark Age, and Rai, can you read the lyrics of the song When You Die?
I'm also going to read the annotations when they come up in genius.com.
Yeah, nice.
We're going to find some insight. We're going to read this softly, and then we're going to dive in and try and see if we can find some hidden meaning or great truths of the universe in this song.
Actually, there actually are, which is unintentional, of course, but there are actually some incredibly profound truths in this song. But anyway, go on.
All right, here we go. Verse 1. I'm not that nice. I'm mean and I'm evil. Don't call me nice. I'm gonna eat your heart out. I've got some work to do. Baby, I'm ready. I'm ready. Ready. To blow my lid off. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You heard me right. Don't call me nice again. Don't you have somewhere to be at 7:30? Baby, I'm ready. I'm ready to blow my brains out.
Ooh.
Chorus 1. You die. And words don't do a thing. Don't do anything. Sorry. It's permanently night. And I won't feel anything. We'll all be laughing with you when you die.
Oh, chilling.
It's far less funny and just creepy than I anticipated.
That's what we want. We love that creep.
MGMT, when you die lyrics. Let's read an annotation here. Genius annotation number 1. Simply put, the protagonist's life is not a happy one. He appears to be a habitually self-loathing person. From what we can see, they also seem to be distressed. As a result, we are now attacking for attention and ready to take drastic actions. We'll see if there's any funnier ones.
I reckon that's just BoJack Horseman and Rick and Morty. You know what I'm saying?
That's the theme of this generation, or this time period.
How did we turn self-loathing into like the source for entertainment?
I think it's making it so we can deal with it. I think there's plenty of self-loathing.
Accepting it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not new. Self-loathing isn't new.
Oh, it's totally not new.
We're just
in fact, it's probably one of the oldest things that a human suffers from.
Yeah, is the self.
Yeah, we are victims of the self.
Well, everything we
self.
every it's just the entire way we perceive the universe comes from within, essentially. Like there's no way to knowing.
No.
All right, Giles. I'm not that nice. I'm mean and I'm evil. Don't call me nice. I'm gonna eat your heart out. I've got some work to do, baby. I'm ready to blow my lid off. Analyze.
Just laughing at that old horse. That's really sad. You know the show with the really sad horse. It's just fucking miserable. And what about that one with the scientist who's like fucking really depressed and he drinks all the time? Classic. Yeah, where were you going with that?
It's a good way to know a bit's not working.
Poor horse.
That's it.
Yeah, so softly reading. I think that deserves a bloody applause. There you go. I'm not trying to make fun of you here. I am, if not equally deserving of mockery, but probably more deserving of mockery.
I was talking to... This kind of segues from BoJack. I was talking to somebody...
That's the sad horse, yeah?
Yeah, it's the sad horse.
Yep.
Yeah. There's the happy dog and there's the sad horse.
What a dynamic.
Right, here's the idea for... We got a happy dog. Good start.
Yep.
Everyone's on board.
Good start.
And we got
good boy. Good dog.
Good boy. And then we've got a real sad horse.
Oh. Oh.
And is there more to that? No.
Doesn't need to be,
happy
really.
Happy dog. And a sad horse. 4 seasons.
4 seasons. 1 year.
This person at work, a manager of mine, was like, hey, fuck, what did she say? Where was I going with this? Talking about like the older generation saying that we're a bunch of snowflakes, that we don't do anything, and that we won't put up with shit in a way, as if like basically she was saying like Generation Y and below, I guess is below, you have to keep them happy when they're your employees.
Wow, what a fucking terrible thing.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with that? Why would you go to work? Why would you go through life hating every fucking aspect of your job? That's a miserable existence.
I tell you what, the proletariat are class conscious, right? Mm-hmm. They're not going to clean your shit and then think that they're doing God's work anymore, or that they're contributing to society to the best of their potential. That's what's happening, and the reaction is basically straw-manning them as lazy, entitled, and every other thing that they can think of, right? They're sitting on a fucking throne saying that we are not playing along properly. Like, we're not, like, maybe the rite of passage at one point was that you scrubbed shit off the floor and then you got to enjoy yourself. But, like, that's just not a thing people put themselves through anymore.
Yeah.
There actually are still people doing that to themselves, but I think you clean your own shit up. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm extremely glad that you went on that little rant.
Cool.
That was tasty and moved me.
Yeah, I wish I could use metaphors that didn't just involve shit. Like,
yeah, but like that,
it's my go-to.
Pretty apt.
If it's not shit, it's the Holocaust. Pretty much, those are my only two
and dead
metaphors.
Kids. But dead kids can tie into those both quite nicely.
Oh yeah, you can tie dead kids to shit if you want.
You can tie a dead kid to anything, really. The great thing about kids is
it sounded like you said you could dye a dead kid. I don't know why that's so funny.
Oh, fucking die.
You can dye him blue. You can dye him red.
It's your kid. Fuck it.
Well, they're dead, so they can't complain.
It's just this attitude that frustrates me of, and we've touched on it before, of this is how life is. Life sucks. Life is miserable, and people are awful to each other. Yeah. Get over it. Get on with your shit. And that's just such a constant theme in so many arguments that I see, and it fucks my head up, because it's like, yes, I get it, that people are miserable fucks, and they are bad to each other a lot of the time, and we all have to suffer all the time. But that doesn't mean it has to be like that in any which way. And it also completely ignores that there's so much good shit going on all the time. It's just taking humanity way more seriously than it deserves to be. And I get that, like, we're the only thing that we know of that has the ability to do what we do and create this world that we inhabit and conjure up these thoughts and images. But to think that the universe has these laws or gives two shits about this world that we've created, that these laws that we've created, is ridiculous and arrogant. It's just a physical reality, and I guess that's kind of where things get difficult, because some people will argue that it's a spiritual reality, or argue religiously or fucking whatever. But I guess from my point of view, it's just a physical world, and we can change it in any which way we want. So if things are shit, we just make them better. It is as simple as that. Obviously, there's so many little nitty gritty bits you have to deal with. There's so many little variables that can throw it all out of balance. But like, nothing is impossible.
There was a moment I think when I realized it properly.
Mm-hmm.
I think either I was working at the bacon factory or I was doing something and I didn't like my boss or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I had this genuine moment where I was like, you know what, I'd rather have absolutely nothing and live nicely than I would to have nice, shiny shit around me and then degrade myself for someone else's validation.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, all right, well, I'm only doing shit for myself now.
Yeah.
And especially since I made my goals to do moral and nice, creative shit with myself, I was like, well, it seems like I do deserve to be able to do what I want to, because what I want to do is fucking better than this cunt's idea.
It also doesn't change anything for him. And I think that's the bit that frustrates me. Is like, well, you lazy motherfuckers not doing anything. You sit around eating avocado and fucking and painting pictures and fucking working in a cafe. Fuck you. Get a real job. Sort your shit out. Have some babies. It's like, why does this change anything for you? You still got your fucking house. You still got your way of life.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to live 100 years of just eating avocados and going to a cafe every day and just chilling the fuck out. That's easy.
No, that would be hell. I don't like avocado, but I agree with your point.
Yeah, there's no reason to do any of it. You can just fuck around for your entire life, and then by the time if 80 years ago I go, woo, that was sick, then you won. You succeeded. That's all. That's the only goal, is to get to 80 and go, woo, that was great.
If you want the shiny shit, then by all means, lick that guy's boot for money.
Yeah.
But I don't want the shiny shit, so don't make me lick boots.
Yeah.
Please. That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
And if the shiny shit comes to me, it's usually because someone has donated it to me because they also agree with what I'm trying to do with myself, or they want to assist. Like, human beings will naturally just help each other out if they're good people.
Yeah.
If you rely on another system that suggests we're only nice to one another because we're paying one another to be nice, it's like you're asking for people to get bitter and cunty about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's So you teach your fucking kids that, and you teach all this shit. That like, you got to get your own. You go out there and just fuck other people to make sure you get your life kicks ass.
Yeah, like we all think that there are some products out there that the entire business model relies on someone getting fucking scammed.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of it, and that only exists because the system encourages it.
Yeah.
There we go.
And people will say like, yeah, but humans are just naturally greedy and we'll just do this shit anyway. But it's like, but we built systems that
we're in a system, that rewards greediness.
Yeah, If you're out in the wild and you're being greedy, then you just get killed because somebody else is like, hey, could you not eat half the antelope? Cheers.
Yeah.
If you continue to eat over half the antelope and everyone else is starving, then they're going to kill you and say, well, that's what you fucking get.
I just came up with an idea.
Go.
So
communism.
Love it. People hate the idea of wage caps,
yeah.
And they hate the idea of paying taxes based on how much you have, and they hate the idea of I don't even think anyone talks about this, but I've just made it up, a cap on just how much money you're allowed to have.
Yeah.
But I propose, right? You need to spend a certain amount a week, or else you pay tax.
I think that's kind of part of. I think that actually is a thing, but there's ways around it.
Okay.
I can't remember how it works. It's something like, I think
you buy things that funnel money back to you or something.
Yeah, it's something like you spend the money, and that way you don't have that wealth anymore, and so it's not that part that isn't getting taxed. If that makes sense. So you spend the money, and then they tax what you've got left. Otherwise, if you just have it all at the end of the time
you get taxed
period,
more.
You just get taxed more, and you kind of lose it. There's things in place. This is the problem. Is there's things in place to make this all work out. It just doesn't get enforced. It's a very common headline that we see all the time at the moment. Is like politicians saying, "Hey, we might actually look into taxing big companies properly." It's like they're already there.
We might look into it.
The laws are already in place. It's like it's illegal to do what most of them do, but they can just get away with it because who gives a fuck? Because they got all them fucking money. This isn't like And I hate that these kind of fucking discussions and topics make people older than us, and not just older people, just other people will look in and say like, "Well, you guys are just being fucking commies," as if that's such a fucking dirty word. I don't even believe in communism as a system in terms of like one or the other.
Right, but and one of the things we mentioned last week was that. I don't believe in burning it to the ground and starting again.
It's working pretty good. There's just some things that can be fixed. Sorry.
Let's amend shit and make it work rather than burn it to the ground and start again. That's my end.
There's some really cool things that we've done because of capitalism. And
Elon Musk putting
That's a great example. Elon Musk is going to rub his balls. Is going to rub his balls on Mars, and capitalism got him there.
Actually, we are in the age of the first person to rub their balls on Mars.
I actually did do a cartoon about that. About I want to be the first person on Mars to jerk it and then feel shame on Mars. Oh
man, that should be an episode of The Sad Horse.
Welcome to The Sad Horse Show.
Oh my gosh. I wish I was a cartoon animator. I'd love to do like a parody.
Yeah, parody of BoJack.
Sad Horse, the show. Sad Horse and Quirky Scientist.
Sad Horse, the series.
Not Quirky Scientist. Nihilist Scientist.
Yeah. Or just do nihilism.
A nihilist.
So yeah, like it's worked out in a lot of amazing ways, but there's things you can do. You can mix it. You kind of can mix the fucking systems to make them work in different ways. And one thing I was thinking of is I'm actually a little. I wanted to go to the doctor recently, which I did. It was a very short appointment, so Medicare paid for it in full. I didn't even have to do anything. I just wrote my number down and I walked out of the office. No dramas. But it does get me worried. Like, okay, what if something is actually wrong? I'm actually terrified to go to the doctors and find out, because then I know it's just going to be a giant money sink. To have your public concerned about going to the doctors because it's going to cost too much money.
Oh, it's terrible.
Get sick. That seems like a total failure of society. Why is
if I lived in America, I would genuinely debate moving to Sweden or somewhere like that. Because not only, you can go onto their welfare system without being a Swedish or like Norwegian citizen. I'm not going to claim this about Norway. They're different countries. But in Sweden, you get free education, even as a foreigner, and you're allowed to be put onto their welfare system.
Jesus.
And they have a program in place that if you marry someone from Sweden, they will pay a certain amount of money a month for you to live in Sweden with this person.
Fuck me.
Yeah, it's like fucking... Just get out of America. They're not going to help you if you get hurt. They're not going to pay for you to get educated. And they're probably going to shoot you if you finally go to school. And that's not even a joke, because there's so many mass shootings in America now. It's beyond funny. It's like...
Yeah. After all the jokes we made before, it's not funny any longer. It's not.
There's going to be a moment, right, there's going to be a school shooting, where one of the kids is dressed as a clown and he's holding a fucking water pistol.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And he'll be white, and the country will lose their fucking mind.
He'll be holding a water pistol, and I have no idea how that's a school shooting. But what I'm trying to say is, it'll be a joke, but it'll be a really not funny joke. He'll be dressed as a clown, and he'll be shooting kids, and that image, I don't know, there might be a level of desensitization where that's a funny image, the guy dressed as a clown. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to suggest that, like, the joke or the absurdity will flip, and then suddenly it'll I don't know. It's hard for me to explain.
I don't care that I don't entirely get it, but it's so fun. It's a fun time.
Well, the absurd part will no longer be that kids are being shot because it's so normalized. The absurd thing will be they showed up in a clown outfit.
I just can't believe how you'll listen to people still say, and these are not people I would ever associate with, and I guess that makes it more difficult. But like when you just see people still saying that America's great, they still have pride in their country.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? No, I get that
that's
there's amazing people.
Joke, to be honest.
I get that there's amazing people in America, and I get you've done amazing shit, and you fucking gave us just amazing technology and all kinds of cool shit. And culture, huge cultural force, obviously, kind of like the cultural hub of Western society easily. However, as a country, clearly has failed. It's clearly not working.
At some point, the freedom that, like, we've all enjoyed the creativity and stuff that's come out of a country that allows free speech and whatever. But eventually, we're just going to go, it was Bruce Springsteen worth all the school shootings? Was
Kanye West worth school shootings?
Yeah, was Kanye West worth fucking?
Was NASA worth all the school shootings? Was fucking?
Yeah, was touching Apple the moon even worth how many kids dying from being shot?
Yeah, is Apple worth school shootings? Is the fuck? You get the point.
I think Apple is worth a couple dead kids, but not a school shooting.
But they've already got the dead kids. Like, they've handled that. In their factories.
We know about the dead kids because of Apple, because they had kids on the scene with their phones.
That would be fucked if there was an Apple watermark on every upload from an iPhone. So they're getting advertising.
You know that ad campaign they had where it was like
school
shootings? It had the music and then it just like it ends with shot on the iPhone 5 or whatever. just footage of a kid walking down the hallway with a gun. It's just like the quirky music shot on an iPhone 5.
Can shoot at a ridiculous frame per second, so we can actually see the bullet as it flies through the air here in slow motion. Thanks to the iPhone 10, we can make out that we can make the cold look on his face, the emotionless expression on this boy's face as he murders his fellow students. Thanks to the iPhone 10. iPhone 10. Be above it all.
The new iPhone, I heard, is going to be bulletproof.
And it comes with a gun.
Has a little taser in it. That would be great, actually.
No, it is just a little gun. Like, it's got a little gun in the side.
Pretty much. The iPhone is mightier than the AK-47.
That's what That's what we need, is to arm all Android users and all Apple users with guns, and then they can all fight it out.
Tech war.
Yeah, take it to the logical conclusion. Only in America.
All right. Well,
this has been a fucking nightmare.
Let's
read some letters.
Of pieces of shit.
Good
we're gonna read some letters.
Good segue.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me. You know the deal. I'm gonna open a letter. You know what letters sound like.
Yeah.
Hello, Ryan Giles. Good work on that. Talking shit. Good work on talking shit. Sorry, I repeat that because I fucked it up. Good work on talking shit. Third time's the charm. Nailed it. Seriously, it must be really hard to do that. So well done. I work in bricklaying and can sometimes be out for 60 hours a week. As in passed out?
I'm not sure.
Thank God that two millennials take time out of their busy schedule, out of their schedule, I've added the word busy, to deliver such a refined art of discussion that must have taken hours, check that, 2 minutes, to prepare and broadcast. My hard hat is off to you. Sincerely, an unappreciative, cynical cunt baby boomer. P.O. Box 49552221. Write to me if you've got any suggestions.
Oh, that's our P.O. Box. I thought that was like he left a return address.
Yeah, no, it's his return address. And he says, no, I'm just... well, good on you, mate, for laying them bricks. I give you 2... maybe 2 years before a robot's doing that job. So fucking get onto your podcast and game.
The ultimate insult for every baby boomer is just like, shouldn't a robot be doing your job?
I was reading a thing the other day talking about... Did I mention this on the last podcast? Doesn't matter. We didn't upload it. Didn't record it. So I found a website that tells you how long until a robot's doing your job, or what percentage, how likely it is that a robot's going to be doing your job. And I was surprised that hospitality was like 93%. But and everyone else in the comments was like, oh no, my job's going to be taken by a robot. And I was like, fuck yeah. I don't want to...
Wait a minute. So, I mean... Yeah, I'm sure we can get a machine to cook bacon and eggs with some avocado on the side.
Guaranteed it's already
and even to bring it out to the table.
Yeah. It's called a conveyor belt. We've had that for a long fucking time. Honestly, who gives two shit? This is my problem, is everyone's freaking out because they're like, oh my god, what am I going to do without my job? It's like, again... The universe does not abide by these laws that we've created. We can just work out some other system. We can just make it up. We can just make it
That's
up out of
thin air. That's a good way of putting it. Society may have worked that way, but the universe doesn't.
Doesn't give two fucking shits.
I actually think the universe has a fairly socialist way of existing.
Yep.
Like, everything does what it can, and its fate is what happens. There we go. That's socialism pretty much summed up.
Giles Doldsworth, everybody.
No, hey, don't tell them my last name. I may have pissed off a fucking mentally ill rogue shooter.
Well, luckily, they won't be able to get a gun in Australia. Anyway,
they'll find a way.
Look, it's you can just do it. It's not impossible. I know it seems mental. It seems completely improbable, but you could possibly, within the physical universe, have a world where robots do all the work and humans just chill the fuck out and make art and eat avocados and fuck and make movies and just do fun shit because everything else is handled. It's totally possible. I get that it's so improbable, but you aim for improbable or impossible ideas and then you find a nice middle ground where everything works out.
Yeah, totally. I dig that.
Don't assume the worst of the future because then you'll get a bad future.
Do I have a letter to read?
Oh, fuck you, baby. Baby. There it is.
Oh,
Open up that letter for me.
Alright, I will.
Oh.
It's
real quiet.
perfectly silent. Alright, here we go. I'm still opening it, of course. There we go. Have you noticed that thing getting really close now? It looks pretty much like a boat.
It does look like a boat.
Like
a big boat.
Dearest irreverend dead. Can I drive? What? Sorry. Alright. Can I drive your car? Would you take me round the countryside? Would you rev my engine? Would you insert your steaming member into my tailpipe? It won't be long. Dear. Excellent letter. Thank you very much, blank. Very good.
If you'd like to write us a letter, I would do that. Just
Definitely
stick it in our comment section or fire it off in an email to. I don't know if we have an email address. Do we have an email address?
Of course not.
Find one of us on Instagram and PM us or DM us or...
slide into my DMs.
Just butt fuck me if you'd like to write us a letter. Giles, what is that though? That it does look like a boat. It's...
Oh yeah.
Is this why we're here?
It's 1912, baby. Why else we here? What else is going on in 1912?
I assume in 1912, people just floated around in boats completely flawlessly.
Yes. Now, this happens to be a very large boat.
Mm. Big one.
Do you have any... Here we go.
Alright.
It's coming. That just like kept getting more intense. That fucking. Anyway,
it was a big boat.
So apparently 1,500 people just didn't just die, but will be dying over the next 2 hours, I believe.
As they all drown.
Yeah.
Some of them are already dead in the collision.
So check out this statistic. This is happening in front of us, by the way. These the Titanic has hit an iceberg.
Oh shit! Here we go again. Oh jeez.
I think it's gonna break in half in like an hour or more.
Yeah, I see that. I see that now. Oh, we're seeing it as a yeah. No. Oh. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah. There's a kid. No, that's gone. Oh boy.
So, check out this statistic, right?
really amazing. Really strange that everyone just calmed the fuck down before the second half popped off.
Yeah. It's called the Eye of the Storm. So here we go. This event in front of us right now is one of the. Here we go. One of the. So.
Here we go.
One of the deadliest commercial peacetime maritime disasters in modern history. So when you break that down, it's basically like, it's a ship that crashed.
Yeah. It's like saying, 9/11 was by far the worst 9/11 that we've had.
9/11 was one of the buildings that fell during September... No, wait, fuck. Yeah, September 11th, fuck.
Good podcast.
I thought it was November...
I thought it was December 25th. I thought that's what we celebrated.
December 5th. Isn't that your birthday?
No, 25th. No.
Oh, okay. No, that was Jesus dying.
Ah. Jesus, 9/11, interchangeable.
The Titanic was one of the things that happened in modern history. It's fucking incredible.
Good fact.
Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. You faithful listeners.
Well, this has been a podcast.
In modern history.
There's two things.
This has been one of the podcasts in modern history.
So there's two things that have happened. This podcast and the Titanic are two things that have happened. So that's pretty cool. A little fact for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say goodbye. I think that's how we're going to end it.
We best leave because
I'm going to
I might start to feel guilty that we have the technology to save at least some of these people, and we're just going to leave.
Our voices will tell their story.
Yeah.
And that's important.
James Cameron will fucking tell us.
I'm gonna leave on dead kids. On dead kid. On dead kids. On dead kid. 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 On dead kids.